Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. I am Caitlin, and this is where I teach you everything I know about sewing, and we learn more together along the way. In today's video, it's kind of a follow-up from a couple weeks ago, a week and a half ago I guess, where I shared 13 free patterns for spring. This one is also a spring sewing pattern video, but it's not necessarily free patterns. I think I have a couple on here that are free, but it's not the theme. The common theme is spring. This is also a playlist type of video. I have a playlist created and some other YouTubers are going to be joining me to share their favorite patterns for spring as well. So make sure you head down to the description box to check out those other contributors. So I've kind of broken this down into 4 different categories. So we're going to have tops, bottoms, toppers, dresses. How many categories did I say? Oh boy, it's 5 categories. So tops, bottoms, dresses, jumpsuits, and then toppers. And it's just random. It's like kind of just my favorite patterns. So to find these patterns, I actually just went through the patterns that I own on my computer in my files, and I picked out ones that I love. There's a couple, I think maybe actually just one, that I don't currently own. And it's one that I've been like wanting for a long time, but it just I haven't needed it yet, so I haven't made it. And I will have them all linked down below in the description box for you to further explore. I also tried to pick a mixture of like knit and woven fabrics. If you know me, you know that I prefer woven fabrics to sew with, but I tried to cater to, you know, the knit lovers as well. I do also sew with knits. My stash is primarily made up of wovens, so that's kind of what I gravitate towards. But I did try to get knits and wovens coinciding together like a beautiful harmony. So enough blabbing, let's get on to the tops. First up is the Romy top from Petite Stitchery. Again, I have made this. I love this pattern. I've actually only made it once, and that's this tie-dye number here, which I love. It has like this cool twist front. I've actually done a video comparing this one to the Ellie & Mac twist top, and this one is very different from the Ellie & Mac version, and I chose this because I just think it's different. How many times can I say different? But I think it just adds that extra punch. So it's like, it's kind of like a basic tee, but yet you get that detail in the front. It has that center seam, so you can really do all kinds of cool stuff with color blocking. I think that is still pretty big for this year, 2022 season. I'm seeing it a lot. So that's something that you can easily do with this pattern. You don't need to color, you don't need to hack anything. You can easily add in different colors there, which is what I did with the 2 different tie-dyes. Kind of subtle, but you could definitely go a lot more contrasting if you like. But the biggest thing about this pattern is that it has a ton of options. So it has like several different sleeve options, it's got different length options, it's got different necklines I believe as well, but it also has a skirt. Yeah, this pattern has a top and a skirt for the one price. It's incredible. Check it out. There's also a matching kids one, which I think is adorable. And yeah, you can get that all from Petite Stitchery. Next up is the Ellie & Mac Poppy Top. I have made this shirt for my mother and for myself. The one I made for myself, unfortunately, the fabric wasn't great, and it's since been done away with, I guess, repurposed, but it was like one of my favorite tops. I love the buttons in the back. I think that is just a really cool detail, and you know, you can be like business in the front, party in the back, that kind of thing. It's I don't know, it's just fun. Again, it's just like another level of basic t-shirt, which I think is great for spring because like we're ready to, you know, shed the sweaters and kind of show off our tops, and having something with that kind of detail in the back is just really fun. And then I have 2 woven patterns I want to share with you. One is the Hey June Phoenix blouse. Now, if you look on the hashtag for this pattern, you're gonna find a lot of the sleeveless version, which I love, hands down. Will be making this summer. That is on my plans. However, I think for spring, it'd be fun to do this in a really lightweight fabric and do the 3/4 length sleeve. So it's kind of like this 3/4 length bell sleeve. It's really, really cool. That's actually the version that I have made in the past, and I made it out of a quilting cotton, or 2 different quilting cottons. So that was really fun. It's not in my wardrobe anymore because it's just not my colors. I did love that top though, and I need to recreate it in some fabrics that I think would be a little bit better. Maybe even like some lighter weight spring fabrics like I was talking about, or I just do plan to do the sleeveless version this summer. That yoke there really adds a lot of interest, and I think it's great for spring again because you can play around with it and add some unexpected fabrics, maybe some sheer panels or some like a bright pop of color, something like that, to really level up this garment. And finally for tops, I have the Seamwork Natalie. I have mentioned this in so many recent videos, well, I think 2, but I love this pattern. I've just been wanting to make it. I wanted to make it last year and last summer, and it just didn't happen. Definitely on my plans list for March is this Seamwork Natalie camp shirt. I have 2 different cuts of fabric that I want to make into a camp style shirt, or 2 different camp style shirts, and depending on how much I love this shirt, it might be more than that. So for sure, Seamwork Natalie is going to carry me into spring. Again, it's a nice like just short sleeve button up casual shirt, ready to get out of the house, not have to wear a jacket, and show off some really fun tops. I think it's going to be fabulous, and I can probably use some really fun buttons on it too. I feel like woven button up shirts are just kind of like the catalyst for funky. I don't know if that makes sense, but in my head it does. It's like a button-up shirt, it shouldn't have to be boring and like office attire. It can be like funky and psychedelic, and what it can really bring out your personality, even though it's like a more traditional style shirt. All right, let's move on to bottoms. So I've kind of included all types of bottoms in this category. First up is the Helen's Closet Arden pants. Love this pattern. However, I'm still working on getting it to fit me right. I have made 2 like official pairs for myself now, my light linen pants. Love them to death. I actually wore them out in the crotch. You guys, if you're around, you know that I mended them, so they're back in my wardrobe. I freaking love this pattern. It's just, I don't know, Helen's Closet, Helen just does instructions right. And I think they might be, like, of the patterns I've done of hers, I think the instructions are the best of all pattern designers that I have done, and that is a huge statement because there's some really phenomenal other ones that I have done, but Helen's Closet is just like, they just take it to the next level. I just love the way they do it. Helen does most of this herself. So I just love the way she does it. The Arden pants have some really fun options. They can be done in woven or in knits, which I think is really, really fun. Yeah, I think they're just a nice basic pair of pants and great for spring because you can use those lighter weight fabrics, or you could use like a denim, a lighter weight denim, make a denim jogger, which has been on my list for a while too. And you can get away with wearing them out because, you know, you're not gonna be freezing cold like you would be in the winter months. Next up is the Bella Sunshine Designs Monroe pants. I have yet to make it simply because every time I go to make it, I like don't have enough fabric, which is really upsetting. So I need to like, once my stash gets under control, I need to just like order fabric for this because it's like the perfect pattern, especially for spring. I think it's so easy breezy, and if you make it in a lightweight fabric, it can carry you into summer as well. I just feel like it's so chic, like so, if you make it in like a light color, like a white or an ivory or a beige or something of that nature, it's just gonna scream like sailing chic, right? It's got this, there's 4 different wrap options to give you the coverage that you're most comfortable with. It's got elastic waist for extra comfort, and it's just going to take you through so many different events and going to be perfect for getting back out in the world, enjoying the warmer weather, and just being your best self. Next up is the Seamwork Heidi shorts. These, okay, so let's back up a minute. Pleats are maybe not like my favorite thing when I think of, you know, like the dad jeans or whatever from like the 80s, 90s, not jeans, dad pants, like the you know, the dress pants with the giant pleats. I watched a lot of What Not to Wear in high school and these came up a lot. But so I kind of have this like stigma against them. But I mean, look at these shorts. They are just gorgeous. And I think that they are great for spring. I think you can throw on some tights underneath. I think if it's warm enough where you live, you can obviously just go bare-legged like I plan to do. But they're just like super chic and they're nice and fitted. So you're not getting that like super bulky, unflattering type of feel. They have an invisible zipper. They are just like incredibly sophisticated and I think they'll be wonderful for spring again because you can take advantage of the warmer weather and you're also embracing this trend of the pleats coming back into style. Which leads me into the Seamwork Zinnia skirt, which also has pleats. It has this nice fitted waistband and then the pleated fabric that goes, you know, underneath of that. And again, just like super cute. It would be a wonderful Easter outfit. I think if you paired this with like a bodysuit or something a little bit more fitted, I think would be really, really cute. All right, finally for bottoms, I want to mention this pair of knit pants, but they're not your average like sweatpant. And they're the Make It Yours knit pants, the high-waisted lounge pants, and they are pretty cozy looking, still embracing the trend of this, you know, the sweatsuit. You could even go as far as to do the matching outfit. And I think it would bring you into spring in a cozy way if you prefer those warmer clothes as the weather is getting warmer. I think this is still a chic way of doing it and doing it in a knit fabric so it's really, really cozy and you can pick, you know, you could pick a French terry, you could pick a sweater knit, you could pick just some nice bamboo. That would be really, really pretty in the wide leg because it would look almost like a skirt. Super, super cute for spring. Okay, let's head over to dresses. First up, I want to mention the Hala Agnes dress. This one is a free pattern. I think it's free if you join their Facebook group. I have made this one time as a dress and then one time as a shirt. I think is that how that went. But the dress, I love it. It is so flattering on my body. I did a V-back hack on mine, which was when I was like first starting garment sewing, and it's not perfect, but the effect is there, and yeah, I think it's really cute. And this is a dress that has a ton of different options. Again, it has like a shirt option and then a dress option, and then it's got sleeve options and it's got neckline options and it's got pockets and it's got all the things that you would want in a great spring dress. The one I made was out of rib knit, and that fabric is just like still one of my all-time favorite fabrics that I have ever used in terms of like the look of it. Yeah, I don't know. This dress is still in my closet. I made it, I think I made it in 2019 and it's still in my closet and I still wear it when I get the chance. I plan to wear it this spring. It is just really, really cute, and you can even like throw a cardigan over it if you do a sleeveless version like I did. Last you into spring, and then you can use it into summer without the cardigan. Obviously, you guys know how to style clothes, but I think it's just a great versatile pattern to get you into spring and into spring sewing, and more excited about wearing dresses. Knit dresses are always just so simple, easy breezy. Throw it on, you're good to go. So cute. The other knit dress I have on this list is actually another free pattern, and it is from Syla, which is the Little Lizard King like adult branch, and it's called the Laura dress. And it's this really cute, like you expect it to be like a woven dress. Like this is a very typical woven style with the fitted bodice and then the gathered skirt with the buttons all the way down, but it's knit, which I think is really good for everybody who, you know, prefers to sew with knits but still wants that look. And then you can also do a tiered skirt on it, which I think is really fun. I mean, obviously this is an easy hack, but they give you the instructions there to do it. And what I think is really great about this being a knit pattern is that this pattern can really go the distance because you wouldn't have to do the placket if you wanted to totally switch up the look, which obviously that would do. And then there's three woven dress patterns that I want to mention. Number one being this Hey June Sanibel dress. I made this. I love this dress. I still have plans to make another one. I made this in a linen blend and it's just like pure heaven. I love the stripes. I love how I like played with the stripes on some different pieces. It's just one of my absolute favorite pieces that I have ever made. And I think this Sanibel pattern, it can be a dress or a jumpsuit. I made the dress. I think most people have made the jumpsuit when I've like looked up the hashtag. It's got a couple different options on it and it's just a really well done pattern. And Adriana also has really great pattern instructions. This was another one that was just like really nice to follow. And I would definitely consider making another one for spring because it's just such a fun pattern and so easy, and it's really cute with the waist ties. I think I would probably adapt that the next time just because of the way that it hit me on my body. Okay, and then I have two Seamwork dress patterns, of course. I have to throw these in here. Seamwork Benning is one that I have made and love. Wear this dress a ton. I like it more now with a belt tied around it. It is very oversized. It's like this oversized tiered dress and it's a dolman. Now that I've kind of like learned a little bit more about what I like and don't like, I kind of lean away from the dolmans, but I still wear this dress and I plan to wear it like all spring and summer because it's just so beautiful. I made it in this rose colored double gauze. Oh, I just love it. But Seamwork Benning on the list for sure. And the other Seamwork pattern is the new Seamwork Tailor. So this one came out, I think, in February. So it's a wrap style dress. I mean, it's just like, how can you go wrong with a wrap skirt, with a wrap dress? And this one is, it's got the princess. It's just so pretty. I just really love the neckline of it. And yeah, it's definitely on my list, my long list. Now let's move on to jumpsuits. I have 4 patterns to share and I have made 2 of them. First up is the Ellie & Mac South Shore Romper. This is just like, I feel like it's a cult favorite, especially obviously in the Ellie & Mac group. It's just so many people have made it, so many different variations of it. It's just beautiful. It's one of my first things that I made for myself. Gosh, it might be like the very first thing I made for myself that like turned out and was like, I was proud to wear and that kind of thing. And yeah, I wore the heck out of this. I did eventually get rid of it because it started getting holes in the, I had to do some seam ripping and then the holes started getting bigger. So I did have to get rid of that, but I should probably make myself another one. It's a knit pattern and I really love the crossover of it. And then the bottoms are like loose and flowy. For the bottoms I had a tencel knit, like a jersey, tencel jersey kind of thing, and it was just like heavenly. So I would definitely go with like a bamboo or something like that on the bottom. Well, for the whole thing, again, it was just like, it was beautiful. And the other knit romper I have to share is the Sunday romper from Love Notions. I've made this one. I still have yet to show you guys myself in this one, but the Sunday romper is so cute. I love the V in the front and the back. That's just like, I don't know, it's just really fun. It comes with the pants or the shorts option. I did the romper, the short option, and then these pockets in the front. I wear this all the time. Like, I wear it all the time. I don't know, it got so much wear last summer and fall, and I plan to have the same going on this year. And I would definitely make myself another one if I had a nice flowy knit fabric to do that with. As pants, because I think that would be great for spring. You can do either the sleeveless version, which is what I did, or there's a dolman style, or obviously you could hack on some sleeves there. I think that would be a really, you know, easy thing to do, is to add on like a set-in sleeve. Now moving on to the 2 woven jumpsuit options that I picked. Number 1 is the Sew Def Lexi. This one is really fun. I don't know of another pattern like this. So it's a woven jumpsuit, but it's like kind of oversized and like it gives that slouchy look, but it's not sloppy. It looks really sophisticated. Obviously, if you have the right, like if you shorten it or lengthen it to fit your body properly, because it does have cuffs on the sleeve and on the pants, which I think it just gives that little bit of a tailored look to something so, you know, loose fitting, I guess. But I think it would be great for beginners because you don't need a lot of fitting help. It's got the cinched in waist there with the elastic, and I would probably use like a lightweight woven, maybe like a rayon, or even like a lightweight linen would be really cute. I think something that's gonna like drape the way you want it to would be great for spring. And then finally I have this Seamwork Sky jumpsuit. Yes, Seamwork again. I think Seamwork is in like every category here, but that's just what I have on my computer for patterns. So the Seamwork Sky is a woven jumpsuit and it has a V-neck, which is, I just love V-necks because they're flattering on me. And it has this fun like wrap tie around. Now, like, even if you're not interested, check out these pictures. This model is fire. She is like the perfect person for this pattern. It's like this pattern was made for her. Like, look at this picture where it's like a close-up of her waist and then her arm, and it gives that like telltale hourglass sign. It's just like so gorgeous. And that's kind of how my body is. Like, my waist is smaller than my hips and my bust. So I think this would be really flattering on me, which is why I chose it. So I think, yeah, it would be really great for spring. And something, I don't know what I would use, probably a linen. I would probably use a linen for this. You could even get away with like a cotton, like a something a heavier weight, like a lawn or a poplin or even a quilting cotton. Heck, maybe even you could get away with a twill if it's not too heavy. Actually, I have something that might be very nice for that. Oh boy. Oh boy, this might be happening. We will see, stay tuned. It's just like, again, one of those things that's like, it adds this level of sophistication and chicness that you can really rock in the spring, because you're like, no more jackets, maybe a cardigan, maybe like a shacket or something, but I can just show up with my clothes and you can see what I made and it's beautiful and I am loving it. So that's what I love about spring sewing. It's like we're coming out of this hibernation, we're blossoming like the trees and the flowers and coming, you know, coming into life again. And I love that we are ready to like show off our makes to the world, and I don't know, it's just really, really fun. That being said, I did just want to throw on 3 topper ideas, primarily because I plan on sewing one of these up, and also because I know not everybody likes to, you know, have their arms bare, or, you know, people are colder. I live in Canada, so, you know, it stays cold here till, well, all year round. No, I'm just kidding. It gets really, really freaking hot here in the summertime. But you might want to have something to throw over your shoulders or whatever when you're, you know, out and about shopping and air conditioning, that kind of thing. So I did want to mention the Friday Pattern Co. Ilford jacket. This is the one that I don't own. This is the one that I have been wanting to make since I've heard about it, probably 2.5 years ago. If you're not familiar, it's kind of like a chore jacket. It's a very boxy style. I think it's actually a unisex jacket. That's what they market it as. And it's got like a plethora of pocket options, and it just really adds that level of, I guess, character to an outfit. And I think that if this is your style, like, this is your style and this is going to suit you, and if whoever, you know, sees you wearing it, it will be like, yeah, that's you. Yes, that jacket was made for you. And I think that's really, really fun. And that's kind of why I want to make it for myself. I just haven't yet. One day I will get to it, and when that time comes, I will, you know, it'll just be like reaching Mount Everest, because it's going to be pretty freaking fabulous, if I do say so myself. The one that I am making though is the Seamwork Bud Shacket. I have mentioned this in, I think, the last 2 videos. Oh, I did not mention it in the last video. I alluded to it. Yeah, this is my plans. So I do just need some like sort of casual jacket, like the Ilford or a shacket, and I have some really good fabric for this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start that probably this weekend. I'm hoping. I probably am going to be doing a muslin for it, and probably will need significant pattern adjustments because it's a Seamwork pattern, and that's just what I need to do for Seamwork patterns. That being said, I don't plan on having it like actually button up. The fit adjustments won't need to be, you know, potentially as precise as if I wanted it, you know, to like fit or like button up or whatever. It's meant to be like, I'm gonna wear it like a cardigan kind of thing. So that I plan to wear the Seamwork Bud throughout spring, obviously, and then, you know, possibly even into summer on those cooler summer days. And then of course fall and winter, it'll be like my workhorse for those seasons as well. And then the last pattern I have to mention is the Greenstyle Creations Pacific Pullover. I have made this one time. I made it for my grandma for Christmas, the Christmas before she passed away. And I now have that sweater. And I think it's just like a really great pattern. They kind of market it as like a close fitting, like athletic type of sweater, but I made it oversized. Well, not like for her, it fit nicely, but it was like, I really sized up from what she would have been, her size, so that it was more like a sweater. And I just wanted to bring this in here because it's a quarter zip, which I think is like, hello spring, right? Spring and fall, the quarter zips, that's kind of just like, let's go hiking and wear our quarter zip sweaters. You know what I mean? That's kind of the vibe I get. And I love that. I love, love, love that. And I think you can find a lot of great inspiration on places like, you know, sites like Patagonia, but I think you can do a lot of really fun things with a quarter zip. This is just like an option, again, for those of you who like knits and for those of you who want to have that extra layer that you don't necessarily like shed all the time, you know, you want to keep it on, which I think is a great option for spring. So that is definitely something that I would consider making, maybe for myself, more so maybe for like my husband or something like that, somebody else in my life. But I do think it is a pattern that will go the distance in your wardrobe, and it's something that you can easily step into for spring and then last, you know, several other seasons of the year. Alright, so that's it. That's a very, very long list. I hope this video didn't end up so long, but thank you so much for sticking to the end. I hope it gave you, you know, a fair bit of inspiration for spring sewing. Do make sure you check out the rest of the videos in the playlist. And thank you so much again for coming along, sticking to the end, checking out this playlist. I hope you find some new YouTubers to follow, and I hope you give this video a big thumbs up if you love seeing content like this. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can catch my next video. Thanks again, and I will see you there. Bye.